Hi everyone, it's Andrea. I'm a naturalist and educator at Sears&Dell's Nature Center, but unfortunately I can't be there right now. And as much as I and the rest of the Severson staff wish we could be there doing our thing, we're heeding the recommendations of our government and staying at home so we can keep everyone safe, and I hope you are too. But just because you're at home doesn't mean you can't actively connect to nature, and I'd love to share with you a way I've been connecting with nature recently, and also something I've been doing to kind of unwind and process and relax at the end of my days. And that is making these wonderful oak leaf designs. I've been using these to make cards, and I was lucky enough to have a blank pack of cards at home, so I've made some of these that I'll use later on. Now, there's a ton of variety you can do with these oak designs. This one is a very fiery tone piece. If you're more of an icy personality, you could use something like this. This one has stripes on the background. With that said, there's a ton of options and a lot of different ways you can take this activity, and this is also something that's great for kids. So I hope you tune in and learn how to make these oak leaf designs. Hi everyone, so to get this, we are going to need to get something to draw on first. Now, you can use any old paper. I have cardstock here. I like that a little bit better for card material, but you don't need it. And there's two choices. You can either make a card that opens like this, or just a postcard format like this one. I do this so I can make my paper last longer, but totally up to you. So this isn't rocket science. You have your piece of paper and you fold it in a half, hamburger way, or I guess the more wide way. Crease it with my fingers and I make a cut. If you have a paper cutter at home, that's awesome. Please use that. My mother is a teacher and she has a paper cutter at home, and so that might make your life a little easier, but otherwise just cut. And if you don't like the straightness of your lines later, you can go back in and fix it. Now, if you want to make a card, it's super easy, just a regular opening card. You fold it in half again, hamburger way, and voila, you're done. If you want to make a postcard format, you fold it in half, just like you did with the opening card format, and you cut it here. Super simple. So now you have your format. You can do a mix of these, but that's how you start. Alright, now it's time to do our basic line work like this one. Now, some people are really bold and want to go right for it with marker. If you're that kind of person, great, that's what I've been doing lately too. But I know some people are cautious and not ready to commit, so I'm going to show you a way to do it with pencil first, and then you can go over it with ink later. So I'm going to make a line in the middle of my paper, and I'm going to leave some room at the bottom, maybe like a finger width worth, and some room at the top. It's not super important to be exact. I'm actually going to leave more room up top, maybe like 2 or 3 fingers. Great. So that's your central vein of your oak leaf. Now we get to make the nobs or lobes of our leaf like these here. Now, these are going to be soft and rounded, which means this oak leaf is from the white oak tribe. Anything that has pointy leaves would be from the red oak tribe or family, depending on who you're talking to. So, let's begin. Now, with these lines, the more bumpy and wavy and uneven they are, the better. So, I'm going to start with a little one here. Maybe like 1/3 of the way to the outside of the page, but again, it doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to come back in, I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to make it a little bit wider, and I'm also not going to come in as far. Do you see how this one is maybe like a pencil width away from the central vein? This one might be like 2 pencil widths. Again, doesn't have to be exact. Same thing here, I'm going to do another lobe, and come back in. And for this one, you can make it really wide, like almost to the edge of your paper. Kind of stop there. That's good for now. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. This is a little bit easier because you can just mirror what you did on the other side. Again, doesn't have to be exact, and if it's a little asymmetrical, that means it's natural, so good for you. Awesome. Now to do the top of the leaf, we're not going to come in all the way right away. We're going to do some bumps, kind of make like a semicircle up here on the top. It's going to be a really big one. Great. I'm going to continue this line all the way up to meet the top edge, and voila, we have our main structure. Now let's do some veins in the middle. You're going to start in the inside and come out, and let's just start by doing that for each of these lobes. Just like so. Make these veins wavy too, that's kind of fun. And every one of these is going to be different, which adds to the beauty of it. Like every leaf in nature is going to be different. Now, I bet you'll notice on this one I have a lot of veins on the outside of our lobes. That's great. Let's do some of that. I like to do like 2 or 3 per lobe. Sometimes I like to bring those veins to an indent, but it doesn't have to be like that. Something I keep in mind is I don't want it to look the same on both sides. So if I'm going to have 2 here, maybe I'll just do 1 over here. Or on these bigger ones, you could easily add in 3 veins, but just kind of vary where they're coming from. Because variety is the spice of life, right? Let's do some up here. I've been doing this a lot while watching TV lately, and it's just really fun for me. And I always have to be doing something, so this is a great thing to do. Alright, so now we have the veins for our lobes done. I'm just going to add some more lines to break up this negative space or this empty area. I'm going to try to make those kind of asymmetrical too, but again, if they are, like this is pretty symmetrical, that's okay. And I'll tell you why this is going to come in handy later to have this section broken up. We don't want too much of that negative or open space. There we go. Great, so I hope your leaf looks something like this. And again, it can be a little different, but maybe that many lines-ish. And now you can go back in with some marker if you're confident with your design. All right, now is my favorite part, which is adding some color. I am such a color person. So the first way I'm going to teach you is going to use a range of colors. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors. Although you're welcome to use more or less, this method will work regardless of how many colors you choose. I have some really cool art markers here, but if you just have regular Crayola markers, whether they're thick or thin or Sharpies, whatever, you are welcome to use those. And again, if you only have 1 color, it can turn out looking really neat. If you have 3, great. The more the merrier. But beforehand, it's a good idea to pick out what range of colors you're going to use. I'm thinking for this leaf, I'm probably going to use this deep red to this aqua if I can squeeze it in there. But we'll see. So this is my goal. I'm going to just pick out this red to start with, and I'm going to do some design in here. Now, if you take a look at this one, I'll hold it up closer to the webcam so you can see, I've added this like wave pattern in there, and what's really cool about this is you can just follow the black lines you've already put down and kind of flow with it. I'll show you how to do that. So I am going to follow this section of black line here with my red marker. Just kind of like hugging it. Then I'm going to repeat it again. Oh, it runs off my leaf there, that's okay. Run it again and again. And now I have that vein pattern. I like to usually start with it opening up to the outside of the leaf. Although if you want to do the reverse and have it open up to the inside of the leaf, totally okay. I just kind of like the look of being open to the outside. So starting from the outside and coming in and then coming back out. Now some of these sections, like this guy, can only use one line. Some of them need more lines to fill. Whatever your design asks for. I just like to keep them as close together as I can without them touching. That's totally okay. But if you're a person who's not patient and you just want to like fill these areas completely with color, you don't want to do this, that's all right. Great. So now I'm done with this red. I'm going to set it aside over here so I can keep track of it. I'm going to pick this like more orangey red to transition for this next layer. And this is why we added so many different of those black lines before, so we can get a lot of these layers in and have a somewhat seamless transition. So same thing, I'm going to bring some color in there. Now I would love to know, once this video gets posted, if you could comment like what your favorite color combinations are, your favorite color ranges. I'd love to know. I usually tend to gravitate towards sunset or rainbow colors because I really like things that touch on the warm and cool ends of the color spectrum and bring some life in. Great. So I'm done with this orangey red. I'm going to place it over here. And as you can see, they're pretty close to each other, but just different enough to start to make that gradient or that transition. I'm going in with a true orange on the next layer. I'm just going to continue doing the same thing. Now we are so lucky, our forest preserves are still open for people to walk and run and bird, although you have to be creative with your parking situations as a lot of the parking lots are closed off. That's just for safety. This orange layer was pretty small, but I'm still happy with it. I'm going to place that over there and pick up this cute yellow orange. Reminds me of all of our native sunflower species in the summer, which hopefully this is all over with in the summer and you can hop on out and enjoy some of the beautiful wildflowers out at Severson in our prairie in the summer. But I still strongly encourage you to get out to the forest preserves and you'll probably see leaves like this out on our many native oak tree species. Some of our oaks will actually keep their leaves over the winter, and that's because the new buds in the spring will emerge and push out the old ones, kind of like a tooth, like our teeth push each other out, and all of that dry, dead leaf matter will collect at the bottom of the tree, going in with the true yellow for the next layer. And they're excellent kindling for fires, which prairies are built around fire. They're a fire-based ecosystem, and that's something that's totally natural and healthy. Most oaks have some kind of fire retardant nature to them, where they can withstand fires very well. So they benefit from fires. This helps clear up some more ground and nutrients for them to thrive. Next I'm going in with this like lime-ish green. Complete the next layer. I just find this so calming to follow these black lines. You don't have to really think much while doing this. And the motion, that repetitive motion, is just really relaxing. Now, oaks are definitely my favorite species of trees, but I would love to know if you have a favorite tree species too. And I'll bring it up here so you can see a little bit more detail about how we're going. And as you can see here, I open it up, bring it into the inside and pull it back out. But if you want to start in a different way or just do like straight up and down stripes or horizontal stripes, that could turn out really cool too. And I'd love to see your creations. Now this is like a true Kelly green. I'm going to use that for the next layer. Great. And I bet if you've been outside before, you'll notice that oaks in the fall have more of that brownish, yellowish leaf. Now for this one, I couldn't bring this line all the way out to the outside, so I just kind of did it like a pupil in the middle of an eye. I let it hover there. And that works too. That totally fits with the design. Now this top layer, I'll go in with this like aqua teal color. I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna get the full rainbow in, but I really like this gradient and I didn't wanna rush it. I wanted to keep all of the layers stacked on top of each other horizontally. But of course, you could choose to maybe start from the outside and bring your colors in. There's a lot of different choices. So here's the finished product for this one leaf. I really like this design being on its own. I think it's really strong. On some other cards I've outlined with a light gray on the outside. You could do striping, you could do polka dots, really whatever you want. But here's the finished product for your oak leaf design. This is super beautiful, simple, minimalistic. Can go on cards, stationery, just some decoration around your house, whatever. And I hope you find them as relaxing and fun to make as I do. Thanks to everyone for tuning into this tutorial. I hope you love the oak leaf that you made, and I can't wait to see your creation. So wherever this is posted, please comment below with a picture of what you did. I can't wait to see it. Stay safe out there and continue to connect with and appreciate nature. Bye.